And let's say, okay, so we're done saving, we're done documenting our views. Now let's start moving on to the layouts. Such as the name implies, this is where we are going to do two main things. One of these two things implies the generation of master layouts. Master layouts, or in other words, you can comprehend this concept like the format. The main format that, for example, can be used in like 10 layouts, or you can even generate another format which has two modulations. You can generate all the basic formats that you need for your documentation. And once you generate the main format, you can start generating your main layouts and start positioning your views. So let's say I'm gonna take this view over here. I'm just gonna delete it once again. And I'm gonna move on to the view map. This is where we can do the following. We take, for example, this view over here, we drag and drop, and this is how we can, for example, position our views. Now, as I said, you can also, for example, go back to the project map and take the floor plan, drag and drop. Yes, this is also possible, but this is something I highly not recommend because ArchiCad can get confused and you will have trouble because it won't save you the correct combination of layers, the correct combination of pen sets, and everything else that will impact your final view. So I highly recommend using the view maps because many users in ArchiCad don't do it and then they complain that they are having trouble when they drag and drop from the project map into the layouts. So in short, the layouts, that's how the name implies it. This is where we generate all our folders, and this is where we generate our documentation. And this is where we position all our views in order to generate the final documentation. And as you can notice, we also have a final icon. I want to point out something really important over here. Let's say, previously I told you that you have two versions of the navigator. You have like the static version, which you can constantly see over here. But also if, for example, you take this one out and let's say I'm gonna close it, I also mentioned that you have the pop-up version of the navigator. Now something really important I want to point out is that the pop-up version doesn't have a fourth icon, which is the publisher sets. The pop-up version only has the three main phases we're gonna be using in order to generate our views. So in order to use the final phase, which is the publisher sets, you have to select click over here, you have to click this icon over here, and you have to make your navigator static by just pressing over here, show navigator. Let's say I have it over here, I'm just gonna drag it and drop it right over here, and that's how you will get the publisher sets, which is the last phase we're gonna be using for our projects. Now, the publisher sets allows you to publish all your documentation in just one go, because there's one problem that many ArchiCad users have, which is, let's say I'm done with my documentation and now I just wanna publish this in PDF format. So we can go over here, save as a document, and we can save this as a PDF, okay? And this is something I will have to normally repeat for 1, for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 views. And let's be honest, this is quite time consuming. So basically the publisher sets what does is that you can configure only once how many views you want to save, where do you want to save them, and how do you want to structure the folders. So let's say I configure one of these groups in order to save all my documentation in PDF format. I select right here, well, it's in Spanish, but the PDF format, and I'm gonna just click right over here where it says publish. And this is how with just one click you can make ArchiCad save all your whole project, all your documentation in just one go. So you don't have to click file, save as, put a name each time you want to save a floor plan or each time you want to save the documentation. Now you can program as many publisher sets as you want. For example, in this project I have 3 different publisher sets. One which saves the documentation in PDF format, another which gives me a DWG format for the AutoCAD file extension, and also I have a publisher set which exports the whole project into the BIMX format, so I can navigate the project, let's say in a smartphone or in a tablet or an iPad or by just using the BIMX app on the web. So this is quite useful because you can generate as many publisher sets as you want, and each time you make a change or each time you update your project, you can select the publisher set, just click right here over here, publish, and that's it. And ArchiCad will do the rest, publish all your documentation in just one go. So basically this is it. This is how the main workflow works in ArchiCad, and this is the main topic we are gonna be covering for this course. I'm gonna explain you how you can model your project in the project map, how you can save your project through the view map, how you can position your layouts in the layout books, and how finally you can export your project with the publisher sets.